Hey, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of my journey to Hyrox. My name is Michael Montgomery, and if everything goes well, hopefully I will be competing at Hyrox Chicago on November 5th in the open division.
Dear me, 3 to 6 months. Watch how I make you proud.
If you are new to my channel, then I definitely appreciate you for taking this time to stop by. If you get to the end and you like what you're hearing, please hit the like and subscribe button. And also while you're down here, go on and hit the bell button so you can follow me along as I prepare for Hyrox. So if you're new to my channel, then you might be wondering what exactly is Hyrox. Well, Hyrox is a fitness event that consists of 8 fitness stations. Each fitness station is preceded by a 1,000-meter run. So for a total Hyrox event, it consists of 5 miles of running coupled with 8 fitness stations. Week 10 marked the start of a new training phase called the pre-competition phase. So from a training standpoint, my training methodology in preparation for Hyrox consists of 3 stages. The first stage is the general prep, the second stage is the pre-competition phase, and the third stage is the competition. The general prep phase is essentially a phase that you're training the trainer, you're preparing your body to handle the rigors of training that's going to come along with the pre-competition and the competition phase. It's really not specific to the Hyrox event or any event in general. It's really just more about just overall conditioning and overall preparation. For example, in regards to Hyrox, you have to do a total of 5 miles of running. So what you have to do, what you would do in the general prep phase is you would essentially begin to prepare your body, not necessarily to run 5 miles, but to handle the workouts that's going to come with preparing to run 5 miles. So obviously you'll get some additional running in, but it necessarily won't be specific to Hyrox, but it'll just be specific to just getting prepared, getting your legs ready, getting your cardio in shape, just to handle a lot of running in general. The goal of the pre-competition phase is to kind of focus on the areas that you presume are going to be your weakest. So if you follow me on my previous vlogs, then you'll know that for me, the sandbag lunges and the burpee broad jumps are most likely going to be the biggest struggles in regards to the Hyrox event. So in the pre-competition phase, one of the things I'll do is to allocate more time and focus on those events. The idea and the goal behind the pre-competition phase isn't necessarily to make those events all of a sudden now your strongest events, but just to mediate the impact that they'll have on your overall performance. Now, the goal of the competition phase, by the time you've gotten to the competition phase, your weaknesses are what they are. You're just going to have to live with them. But the idea of the competition phase is to help strengthen up your strengths so that hopefully they can compensate for your weaknesses. And number 2, to build consistency and confidence in going through the competition as a whole. So in the competition phase, you tend to do a whole lot of time trials just because you're trying to understand the flow, understanding your limitations in regards to the competition, but you're also trying to build confidence that you can finish the race and finish the race successfully based off of what your expectations are. So for my time trial actually went pretty well. I managed to get through 4 events in a 1-hour time limit. Now, I did set the 1-hour time limit. I didn't do a full-blown Hyrox time trial. And the reason why is because after 1 hour, I know with my current fitness level, the quality of my work in regards to the workouts was deteriorating such that I wouldn't meet the standards in regards to Hyrox. And so for a time trial, really what you want to focus on is more quality versus quantity. And so if you reach a point where your standard, where the quality begins to suffer, where you're not hitting the standards, you might as well stop on a time trial. I mean, you could keep going, but at that point, it's just for conditioning purposes. It's not really measuring anything because the quality is such that you would get no rep to death anyway. So in the time trial, I realized that the sled pull actually was harder than I expected it to be. I think it has more to do with the method that I was using. The method for the sled pull is actually grab it, like walk back 3 or 4 steps, and put it down, or walk, go back up, grab it again, and walk back 3 or 4 steps. That was heavily taxing on my legs, and I don't think that's the best approach, especially with the sled pull being so early in the race. And with me having so much more running to do, I don't really want that. I don't want to put that much tax, or hammer my legs that much so early in the race. So I actually think I am going to take a different approach. I think I'm going to take the grab, pull, and go overhand, grab, squat, grab, pull, go overhand. That also is taxing on the legs, but at least that way you're using your arms, your backs, your shoulders, everything to kind of pull the sled for you, so your legs isn't bearing so much brunt of the force in pulling that sled. The sled push was hard, but I kind of expected it to be hard just from previous experiences. But one of the things that made it hard was the fact that I was pushing it uphill on concrete. I work on the sled in front of my house, and on the sidewalk in the front of my house, and it's a slight incline, and obviously on concrete. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm not gonna put the sleds on the grass to push, because looking at a lot of the other YouTube videos, one of the things everybody kind of harps on is how hard the sleds are, and that you need to add more weight, and they liken it to pushing the sled on concrete. So I think with me continuing to train by pushing the sled on concrete, it's going to give me not necessarily an added advantage, but I won't be shocked when I realize how much resistance there is actually on the sled. So one of the other things that came out of the time trial is the fact that I need to continue to improve on my running. I'm starting to sound like a broken record right now, because if you look at my previous blogs, one of the things I always preach on is I need to improve on running. I need to improve on running, especially me being a bigger athlete. My overall goal in regards to my improvement in running and in regards to the Hyrox is to get to the Hyrox and be able to run all 5 miles consistently, and also be able to run coming out of the rock zone. A lot of the feedback, when you look at other YouTube videos, they said the rock zone, waiting around in the rock zone or lollygagging in the rock zone is a huge killer to your time. And so my goal for November 5th is to not only be able to run 1,000 meters, but to be able to at least run leaving an event station and not spend too much time or lollygag in the Hyrox zone. Well, that's it for me for week 10. Again, if you've reached the end, then hopefully you like what you heard. And if you do, please hit the like and subscribe button. And while you're down there, go on and hit that bell button so you can be alerted the next time I post a video. I try to post these videos every week so you guys can follow along on my journey to Hyrox. So next week will be week 11. And until then, peace, love, and soul. And I see you guys on week 11. Peace.